Hey everybody, welcome back to the Falcons Corner.
It'd be like going to the buffet that the football goes to on the way to the match. I can't. Sorry. Let's go load up and then go try to...
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner. Michael Rickert, voice of the Falcons. Daniel Berg, good guy that I'll co-host. Thomas Ferguson, Professor Tom, SID, TV Tom, for one more week.
I'll tell you what.
Then the triple threat Tom.
At the least.
Behind the camera, on the camera.
You know, play-by-play volleyball, district championship, and region championship extraordinaire.
Yes.
Whew.
I heard him behind me.
Yeah,
Can you keep it down a little bit though, especially like during basketball now that you're behind us?
I was going to say.
You're gonna bother Joe.
It's a different setup this year. What do you think about it so far?
You're going to bother. I'm worried about Joe.
You're worried about Joe?
I'm worried about Joe, yes. I'm worried about Joe.
Well, it'll be like he's got 3 spotters next to him now, you know?
He only needs one.
Oh, boy, yeah.
He only needs one.
A lot of people talking, though.
Yes, yes. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, let's start with volleyball because they wrapped up their season. Yes. A heartbreaking 3-0. I don't want to say heartbreaking because it wasn't heartbreaking, but it's heartbreaking when your season ends.
It's tough, you know?
A 3-0 loss to Harford County.
Yeah, I mean, Hartford's, they were
25-4 coming in.
25-4 coming in, and 3 of their 4 losses were against Monroe.
A D1 opponent.
Which is a Division I.
Highly ranked Division I.
Who competes for, like, in and out at that national tournament every year.
Right.
So, I mean, that in itself is pretty impressive, and they performed well. I mean, some unforced errors,
right?
You know, but some of that isn't always unforced. It's just that how good Hartford is. I mean, I looked at their roster, and like their average height was like 5'11".
Yep.
I think girl's 6'4".
They had the 6'4" girl in the middle, Braxton, who was really good. They had the Italian hitter who could really go.
That's when I talked to Coach Morgan afterwards, I said we need some girls from Poland and Italy.
Apparently.
Yeah, half the roster international. But yeah, no, I think they did great. I mean, they better than expected, and I told Coach Morgan that, and 2 of the girls that I saw, from seeing their first week of practice back in August to where they finished and how they progressed and how they bought in, and once they got people healthy, and you know, they had a player, Terry Seal, at the first home match of the season, warming up.
Yep.
You know, so all those things, and having a smaller team, although Hartford only had about 11.
Right.
That was a hell of a season.
It was a good season.
I mean, that was really impressive. And there was moments where I thought they were going to maybe slip through and pull out the third set. They had a little bit of momentum on their side.
That was their best set, obviously.
It was nice to see that in the last set of the year.
There,
you know, compete the way that they did in that third set.
You're down 2-0
and fight back the way like that.
Back, and you're not just giving up when you can. So, so it was great to it was great to have them here, and there was a lot of people.
There was a good crowd. It was a good turnout. There was good energy. It was a good Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, the only good thing about the loss was that at least it was fast.
And it was home. Yeah, I mean, like it was like that's, you know, you don't have to travel the 3.5 hours back.
Would you feel better if now Coach Morgan's not here, so he can answer this question? Would you feel better about like a heartbreaking 5-set loss, or like just like all right, 3 sets, we're done?
I always said that the 1-0 or the penalty kick shootout, or even in hockey, and
are the most
those
frustrating.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what if?
Right.
And that doesn't hurt any less because your season's over. But it's like, well, we really couldn't do anything. I've been on the side of the 7-1 loss in a district championship.
Right, and you're like, well, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
You see it, you know what I mean? So as much as you want to be, but I think it's growth, and you know, that's, you know.
I think it's a good example of, like you said, how the team has grown from the start of the year to the finish of the year, like how they did, but also okay, this is where we need to be
Yep.
if we want to compete.
Measuring stick.
If we want to get ourselves to that level to compete to get into a national tournament, this is what we're missing.
Right, and I think it might be even easier now for Coach Morgan to go on the recruiting trail and say, hey, this
is what we
2
did.
years, this is what we've done, this is what we have coming
We didn't
back.
make the playoffs.
Yeah,
And we were competing to go to the national tournament.
Right.
in
Exactly.
Cedar Rapids.
this is how we were able to improve our team, and this is what you're the missing piece. Here you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully it'll just make things much easier because volleyball is fun. I like coming and watching volleyball.
it's great.
And stuff.
It's such a when it's played well, it's such a great sport to watch.
It is. So kudos on Coach Morgan and all the ladies on a successful season. They're going to be in the weight room next week. I haven't really had a chance to teach them stuff, so we're going to do a lot of learning and stuff.
And they're all first-year players.
Oh wow!
so-
Class is in session.
So we're gonna go over some progressions and stuff because we're very vanilla in the weight room.
Yeah.
So, all right. So volleyball's a wrap. So that just wraps up fall sports stuff for football. So football's still hanging on.
They are.
Overtime victory against the rival Monroe.
Boy, oh boy.
Saturday night. We did our
Touch
best.
and go for a little
Pull
bit.
that out of the fire.
Would you rather lose in overtime or get blown out? I mean, there's another.
Or win in overtime.
Right. On the 2-point conversion on the keeper by Hamas to seal victory.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a chance to follow all of the game, but I at times I chimed in, and when it was 21-0, I kind of tuned out and just decided to follow like the stat part instead of the video, and then I saw it wasn't. It wasn't. And then, so I mean, talk about a game of highs and lows, right?
Yep. Which you kind of expect, once
a
Monroe, they're really not
Right.
going to fold, and it's the second time you're playing someone, so everyone
Yeah.
knows what you're going to do.
And it's on the road, and
Sure.
A weird start for us, kind of, with that, kickoff time, a little bit later, we used those 1:00-ers,
Right.
and stuff too. So, but all in all, a victory, moved up to number 11 in the rankings.
Overtime victory against Monroe, who wasn't receiving any votes, and we move up from 14 to 11.
Yeah.
Never understand it.
Never understand it.
But we'll take it, right?
We'll play Georgia Military, who is now back out of the rankings,
but is receiving votes.
but is receiving votes, and who knows what'll happen with the rankings next week?
Final game of the season. It gets to be a home game. It's a Veterans Day game.
Yeah,
so
a
hopefully
Fergless broadcast.
Fergless
right.
broadcast, but it'll also be a nice balmy 46 degrees
Yes.
for our friends from Georgia that are coming up that may or may not have had
Right.
to play in such cold temperatures since we
Right.
played there. I
I
think
don't know
it
if
was
46 will bother them that much.
no, it's at 85. And
Well, yeah,
super
true,
humid.
but
So
46 is.
I think 46 is what I saw last.
I think that's going to be somewhere in there. I don't think it's going to get in the 50s, so it should be in the 40s. But again, kind of like a rival, you play Georgia Military twice every year. We lost a heartbreaker down in third place early in the season.
Sure did.
And looking to return the favor.
Yeah,
Saturday.
just similar to what happened last year. They came up and it was like in the 40s or something like that, and Lackawanna pulled out a big win. So I mean, it's at this point, if you're on the football team, you win that game, you're probably guaranteeing yourself a chance at a postseason bowl.
You're getting a shot at a bowl game.
Right,
Most likely.
which is always obviously the ultimate goal is being the top four, and
Right.
Sure.
have a chance for compete. But that secondary goal, with now being in
get
a
an
conference right
invite,
now,
yeah.
is to get an invite to a bowl and continue that.
Get
season
that
a
extra
little bit.
game,
Yeah, why not? And then athlete of the week, football player.
That's what it's going to have to be.
It's
but
going to have. It is because Josh
I
suggested it. You vote. I'll vote for him. Ferg voted for him. So it's official.
deal.
so Coy Rainey.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he won it because the stats aren't going to pop out, but he was an offensive tackle who switched to defensive tackle.
Right.
Big, massive, guy right in the middle of the defense, and he pretty much saved the game because he blocked the extra point
Yeah.
that would have given Monroe the lead late in
Right.
the fourth quarter.
Right. And
Blocked it.
I like the fact that he's a good dude and he's
Right.
willing to do whatever he has.
Team
Takes-
player.
He
We
gets
have-
to play offensive
completely
line and goes
changed.
play
You know-
defensive line.
Right.
We have a lot of those kids, when you Terrence Folks, who switched from tight
Right.
end to linebacker, Campanelli, who
Right.
went to defensive tackle. We have a couple of those kids. Masai King was willing to play tight end a couple
Right.
weeks ago when we were thin. We got kids that are willing to
Right.
do what they have
And
to
he's going
do.
to step in and help out because we're a little thin on the defensive line now.
Yep.
So it's
Yep. So and he had a big tackle for loss on the 2-point conversion
Yep.
that ended up setting up Hamas to do what he did in the second overtime.
Okay. So all in all, a good football weekend and some good stuff coming up this Saturday. Hopefully they can continue their season.
Hope so.
Ferg, do you want to break everyone's heart and tell them why you're not going to be here on Saturday?
My best friend is getting married.
I suggested that we
My
set you up.
childhood best friend is getting married. So
I suggested that we set you up at the wedding and you could still just somehow broadcast it remotely.
Yeah,
You know-
we did in Iowa or
Yeah.
wherever they were in
And
Indiana.
Ferg's not a team guy. He said no way.
my My worry is not even the broadcast part of it, because we'll have that covered. My worry is then who's going to write up all the stuff that happened and then send it to the media afterwards.
Let's go old school.
Because I'm not going to do that. So
It's like that cap is going back on. And this is breaking news for him right now. Because we haven't discussed that, actually. We talked about the play-by-play. We didn't talk about the
we'll have to discuss that.
middle to the time.
But we will be covered on the broadcast. Mike Slusser, who I worked with for a while at ESPN Radio, is going to step in and help us out. So he's excited about it. He loves the program and loves college football.
He does a great job, too. That's all. That'll be cool to see Mike.
How about if he does a better job than you and we just say, oh, Ferg, you're just going to be not...
Give me less to do,
Ferg, we can never do that.
Reverse engineer it, we're
Here's
keep Tom less busy.
He's not that good. We'll bring him in. Oh, he's great. Oh, okay.
No, Ferg is
darn.
Ferg is the best. He's got it. We'll be like, Ferg, you just concentrate on volleyball from now on. No more TD Tom. But you have to do it because you're TD Tom.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if I'm not TD Tom, then what am I?
He's not VV Tom, so.
Yeah, it's written in stone. So, good. We appreciate the help. I know I was a little worried about what was going on. Because I know Josh was thinking about doing it early in the season.
You're going to have to bounce back and forth.
It's a first down, and then I've done that at baseball, but baseball's a little bit slower.
It's a little different in football.
It's a little bit different in football. Boy, I have to sneeze, so we have to break for that.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll be back in the Falcons Corner. All right, take flight. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Falcons Corner, voice of Falcons, Mike Rickert, the upset co-host,
confused,
Danny Berg,
disbelief.
Thank you.
and Ferg, all with all his titles behind the camera, on the camera. Okay, wrestling wrestled last week.
They
as
did.
We were just talking about, because I gave Simeon a ride to school today, halfway.
Or Shannon. It
was Shannon. Shannon's a tough fit in the Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
But he made it.
He made it. I gave him a ride to school. I let him in the Topin Hall a little early. He was early for his appointment with his advisor in the nursing program.
And he was making sure that he can get here. That's why he was early, because you gave him a ride. He was planning, and he was walking, and he was here.
And they keep it rolling, by the way.
But they opened up
with a victory.
Victory at Keystone College last week.
Evan and Dylan both had pins.
Yep. And
victorious with pins.
Jimmy Forsetti had the decision that decided the match, 13-9.
Right.
So giving us the victory. It was tough. Keystone's got a new coach, but they got a lot of kids that returned from the last 2 years. And
again, in wrestling 4-year schools, so there's a chance they wrestle some upperclassmen, some older dudes and stuff. That's always a tough ask. And they're back at it again this Saturday down at Wilkes against their B team.
Yeah.
So just a simple duel, not an open or anything like that. So be a good opportunity for them, continue on their season. We have something scheduled basically every weekend for them moving forward.
Good. And then basketball is officially starting this week. So
I'm excited.
Women's basketball played yesterday, and then Ferg. What's the score?
There's the score.
All right.
But against Catonsville, and then Chesapeake on the weekend, and then the guys are tipping off what would be Thursday night, against Penn State Wilkes-Barre.
Is that a
Steve Young?
And if Tom Ferg?
Not that Steve Young.
No.
But Steve Young.
Yes.
And me, looking forward to it.
Back on the call this year. Right?
Yep, he's back.
All right, cool.
I messaged him last week. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm late. Here's all the dates, or just let me know what you can do. And well, Tom, I'm fine for all of them.
Perfect.
Love it.
Good.
And he was already eyeing it up. There's no doubt.
I'm sure he had it.
Prepared he was. If he was concerned, he would have called.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it. Steve's great to work with, so we're excited to do it.
He's good dude. And he does a great job.
Wednesday, Thursday, and then doubleheader Saturday down at Chesapeake.
Yep.
And
Thursday's home, Penn State Wilkes-Barre, right?
Yes.
And then Phil the Union, 5 o'clock tip.
And then we'll have, of course, the media day stuff. The wrestling media day stuff came out. Men's and women's basketball that will come out. If it's not already out, it'll be out very shortly. So.
All right. Good done?
Yeah.
You got a meeting. I got schoolwork to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a great week, everyone. See you next week. Take flight.